Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy Speed here, and today I want to discuss whether or not you can flip CGC cards. We're going to be looking at examples of a low-end card, a medium-end card, and a high-end card, and seeing how much profit you can make from those various cards. I got this nice little chart set up here. It's very, I guess I'm not going to say it's professional looking, because, I'm just not a artistically inclined person, but nonetheless, we're going to go over a Venusaur card from Evolutions, a Rayquaza from Hidden Fates, and a Full Art Charizard from Champion's Path, and sort of just get into the profit you can make, and whether or not you can make profit, and then various tips and tricks to know which cards you should be flipping. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the Venusaur. This is the Mega Venusaur, specifically this card right here, the Mega Venusaur EX from Evolutions. It is not the Full Art card, but it is also not the... It's like the medium one. So there's like a small, medium, and best in Evolutions. This is the one in between. And someone recently sold an 8.5. Keep that in mind. An 8.5 for $28. Most of the time when grading modern cards, you're going to get a 9. So to be honest, this is even a lower price than you would typically get. But let's get into the prices. So someone sold it for $28. I can see this by using 130point.com because funny enough on eBay, all it tells you is that it sold for $38.99 plus shipping or best offer. But the problem is that's not actually what it sold for. So this website right here, it tells you what it exactly sold for, $28. Okay, so $28, right? The next thing we need to know, what is the actual price of the Venusaur? The actual price of the Venusaur, honestly, they're selling for different amounts. Like two different cards sold for $7.50. This one alone sold for $9, which makes no sense. This one sold for $3. Another one for $3. You kind of have to go through it. $5. So on my sheet, I put $5. I kind of took like an estimate, but honestly, you can get it cheaper for $5, which is a good thing, right? So we have the sale price, the card sale price. You might be saying, what is 23.8, right? What is $23.08? Sorry, 80 cents. That is the final sale price minus eBay fees. I'll quickly show you how I got that number with my trusty old calculator here. I take 28 and I multiply it by 0.85. And eBay fees, you might be saying, oh, they're not 15%. With how eBay does it, they don't tell you everything. It's not actually 0.13. It is, but it's not. I'll explain this in a future video, but it comes out to 23.8. So that's what we have here. $23.80. The single card price is $5. The CGC grading for bulk, which is a 50 card minimum, is $8.20 if you have the membership. Now, where do I get the number 820 from? Well, it's actually $7.20, like just to grade the card, but then you have shipping fees. And it's about $1 per card to ship them. So, to be as fair as possible on the price, I add that dollar into the grading fee. There is no subgrades on this card, so you don't have to pay that. The shipping was covered by the eBay buyer, and then random supplies, I add a 50 cents. All in all, when you subtract these three numbers from $23.80, you get approximately $10. Yeah, $10 profit after all fees and all expenses. That's what it comes out to, which is pretty good. Right? That's pretty dang good for this card. Next up, let's move on to the medium end card. We have a Rayquaza from Hidden Fates. Okay, we're going to be looking at this 9 here that sold for $81. There was another example, actually, that sold really recently. It literally sold while I was making this video. It's not even on here yet. But one sold for $60, but it had no subgrades. It was also a 9. So $81 with subgrades. Let's get into it. So first things first, we want to look at the sold comps. There's honestly like a lot of varying numbers here, which is why you just got to try to buy it yourself or like see what you can buy it for. But one sold for 40, another sold for 40, but then recently they're selling for a lot more than that. To be fair, this one also sold for 30, which is weird. This one sold for 100. Like, eBay can be weird. Usually you want to take the average, and I will. But right now, a good thing to do is as well is see what auctions are going for. There's currently an auction for $42, which kind of shows that the lower end prices probably aren't a thing anymore. So yeah, I took $50. That's what I said. I said the single card price, which is what this is $50. Then, right, using my trusty calculator, 81 times 0.85 is 68.85. So that's your actual profit from selling it on eBay. So I had to subtract that from the single card price, which is $50, CGC grading fee, $8.20 for the bulk. He had subgrades. Subgrades cost $4.50 as long as you have the membership, the $25 membership, which you will always have because you need it to bulk grade cards anyway. Shipping was covered, so that's out of the equation, and then random supplies. So after all that, assuming you bought one of these cards for $50, right? $50, which is kind of low right now, you're going to make $5, right? And that's assuming you get a 9. So there is a bit of risk there, right? If you get an 8 or an 8.5, you're probably going to lose money. So there is risk there, which is why, like, you really need to be selective with the cards you're grading and how you're grading. So just be a little bit careful, because a 9, right? A 9, maybe I can find it real quick. One sold for $61. Oh, it's this one, okay? So I guess there was a lot of shipping. It's not up on the other website. I think it was, because I know it's sold for $60. But yeah, this one sold for $60 with no subgrades. That guy might have lost money. It depends how much he spent getting the card. Maybe he just bought it as part of the premium collection and he's flipping it. That's definitely like a good option. You know, that's definitely an option. But all in all, like, you got to be careful with these medium tier cards. You got to make sure it's a popular Pokemon. Otherwise, I'm not sure the profit's there. And that's kind of why, and I'll discuss this towards the end of the video, I'm more so thinking that, like, the cards that are worth $5 to $20 might be the, even maybe less than $20, might be the wave for CGC. Just because the grading fee is, like, so low. So there's, like, room for profit there because the grading fee is so low. But let's keep going. Let's get into our last and final card, the Full Art Charizard. This is the Charizard, this is the Charizard V from Champion's Path, the shiny card. This is a 9.5 and has subgrades. Keep that in mind. You know, like, this is a 9.5. Most of the time, from what I've seen, I don't have pop reports on CGC. They don't have pop reports yet. They said they'll be doing them, but they don't yet. It's good to know that they will be doing that, which is why I have a lot of respect for CGC. They're open with the community. They're communicating. I really do believe in them as a company, from what I've seen. But this is a 9.5, and you're not going to get a 9.5 most of the time, I think, right? I assume, based on what I've seen with other cards. So, you know, there's a bit of a risk here. This is assuming you get a pretty good grade, right? We'll look at the profit, assuming you get a 9.5. Right, you barely get 10s with CGC. They almost never give 10s. But one sold for $375. Okay, that was off bid. So maybe if you did buy it now and you waited it out, you could get like $400. But let's stick with what we see. Then next up, what do the actual cards sell for? Funny enough, a BGS 10 sold for $800. That's actually so much better, which is why I recommend, if you have these cards, I really don't think CGC is the way to go, which I'll discuss after this. But let's say one sold for $260. There was one that sold for like $280, $300 here, $290. Okay, so I took the average. Well, I took a low. I said, okay, I'm not willing to spend more than $280 for this card, but I recommend, if you are going to go through CGC, which I don't, but we'll get into that. You don't spend more than $280. But okay, we have the final sale price, the $375 times 0.85, $331. The single card price, $280. Now, why is the CGC grading fee $27? Well, based upon the price of this card, you can't send it in bulk. So you have to do the $30 option, which means you'll get it back faster. It's a 10-day wait time. By the way, bulk is a 30-day wait time. Once again, I'll have another video on all this, but you can't send it in the bulk. So you have to pay $27 for grading. He did the subgrades, so that's an extra $450. Shipping. Now, funny enough, you might be saying, oh, this math is off. Yeah, so $375 times 0.85 is like $310, but if we look quickly at this listing, I'll go to very, very quickly. He sold it for like a ton of shipping. Oh my god. Wow. That's ridiculous. All right, we'll take a look at that in a second. That's actually interesting. But he charged like $13 of shipping. It doesn't cost that to ship it, and it's not to like some foreign country, so he like made an extra bit with that, so I included that in the price. I added it to here, and then I charged $4 shipping, like, just to even it out, right? Because it's gonna cost him like $4 to ship, not 13, unless something crazy is happening, or if he's doing like priority. But don't do priority with these cards; it's not needed. So yeah, then the random supplies, and his profit came out to $15.75, which is technically the best out of all of these. The problem is you're putting up a lot of money up front, and you're banking on getting a 9.5 with good subgrades. Right? Now, let's go back. Okay, I wasn't really gonna add this in the video, but this is fascinating. Okay, I don't know if this is shill, and it might look like shill for 1,700, but the reason why this might not be shill is because CGC never, from what I've seen, oh wait, it never gives out 10s, but why? So this is a 10, 10, 10, 10. This must be a perfect 10 subgrades for it to be going for that much. Okay, I see. So this is what, I assume this is why it's going for a lot. If you are lucky enough to send a card into CGC and get a 10, 10, 10, it's essentially a black label card. So you guys know BGS, that's a black label. It's basically 10, 10, 10, right? This is that. So if you're that lucky and you get a 10, 10, 10 on subgrades, you definitely will make big profit. I don't believe this to be shill because it is incredibly hard. I have watched probably 5 to 10 hours of CGC return videos. I haven't seen a single one of these. So like a popular card, a Charizard, right? In this, hey, if you want to send in bulk and you think you got the perfect one, send in a lot of these and hope you get this. I mean, the profit's there, but you got to get lucky. You got to get really, really lucky. But all right, I hope this video gives you guys some perspective. All in all, my main strategy with CGC cards is going to be to flip like these Venusaurs, right? For instance, here, one second. So I have this binder, right, full of a bunch of bulk cards, and like for instance, this Charizard is one I'm heavily interested in flipping, and the reason for that is it's a Charizard card, so people pay for it. There's a lot of demand. It's a card you can send in bulk, and I've been seeing them sell for like $30 to $40. It's like a $12 card. I got them from less than that. I got them for basically nothing. And so there's a lot of profit to be made there. And so you kind of just got to look at the market, look at the cards you have, see if you can flip them. But my main strategy is going to be flipping these like $5 to $10 cards and only sending the ones that have like pretty good condition, because CGC is tough. If you have an 8, they'll give you an 8. Like it's not like PSA will too. They will too, but less so. I feel like PSA is a lot easier than CGC, so you got to be careful. Got to be careful. But all right, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that video was very informative. If you want me to do this for PSA cards or BGS cards or have any question about anything for CGC, I'm doing a lot of research into it because I'm going to be spending a lot of money trying to flip it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And peace.